Okay, good afternoon, Boat Club. It is January 24th. This is an important video, a little different than the things we have done in the past. We're referring to this video as an alignment video. It's an informational video to discuss the representation of the 300 family members of the San Diego Mission Bay Boat and Ski Club as it relates to the January 11th DeAnza Cove NOP, or Notice of Preparation. The NOP is going to be followed shortly by an EIR, which is an Environmental Impact Report. And the advisory panel and myself have determined that we need an aligned message, and we need to communicate our position so everyone is on the same page. There's a lot of people in representing one group. I'd like to tell you that no written or spoken language will be published that hasn't been 100% vetted by our advisory panel. By the way, I'd like to recognize Commodore Brian and his team for taking control of this. Operation Phoenix is what we initially described it as. Brian is uniquely qualified and is definitely the best individual for this task currently and moving forward. So I'd like to recognize them and thank them already for the work that they've put into this. There's a tremendous amount of activity. In the last week, my boat club inbox is full primarily of new information regarding this project. So not only are these guys the advisory panel, essentially they're the war room, the command center, information coming in, and now as we approach the time where there will be information going out. They are of critical importance. Okay, before I get into it, I'm going to actually read the language of our position. Before I get into that, there are two components that are important for me to confirm to the membership. The first one, our lease does indeed account for a reserved property on South Shores. So that is a fact. The second thing is our Plan A. What we want as a club is to stay in our current 4-acre position and under our current lease. Those are two important things. So what do we want? We want to stay. Also, Plan B, if you will, is written in our lease that San Diego Mission Bay Boat and Ski Club is allotted a reservation for South Shore. So those two things are important. Okay, let's get on to our official position. This language will change maybe just slightly, but it's mostly wordsmithing. Let's have a look at this. We are strong supporters of a healthy Mission Bay and have been responsible environmental stewards of our property along Rose Creek for 57 years. We are in favor of the project goals as listed on the Planning Department's website, namely, expand wetlands for both habitat and public enjoyment, create an iconic recreation destination that maximizes the benefit offered to the region and by this extraordinary waterfront amenity, provide the highest and best use of the project area to serve the needs of the broad range of local and regional users, identify a mix of uses that will provide sustainable revenue-generating leaseholds for the city. However, we are not in favor of the specific implementation of those goals as listed in this NOP, specifically on page 5 under Vehicular Access. We do not agree with the following stated intention. The existing parking lots, drives at the Mission Bay Golf Course and the San Diego Mission Bay Boat and Ski Club would be removed. This action would kill our club and all of the programs we have been providing to the community for many decades. Alternative proposal. Our club would like to stay in place along Rose Creek and expand our partnership with the city to achieve the stated goals of this project. We want to be part of the DeAnza Natural Plan rather than being eliminated by it. We can not only continue to serve the local communities with unique programs, but also contribute both funding and the manpower of our membership to transform this current property to better meet the goals of the city. Okay? That is official language. Now, there will be a call to action from our command center. We're going to ask for letters from membership. They're probably going to be form letters. We just need a signature. If you're so interested to support your club politically, you will get an opportunity to do that. Now, let me just say a couple of words to put this whole thing in perspective. The city is nearly starting over on this project. Perhaps not completely, but we know for a fact that this NOP will not make it to the next step, which is the EIR, until late 2023. The Environmental Impact Report is a couple of years. After that, guess what? Then it goes Coastal Commission. Couple years, then to a development plan. Then they go to develop the plan, to actually start to write it up. Couple years. Then there's the implementation plan. Now then there's also, I think Mission Bay Park gets to chime in. Our team is working on the actual flow chart of this. But fast forward, suddenly this whole topic, it's going to be 2033, right? So this isn't tomorrow. So that puts the overall thing into perspective. But there's activity now, and the activity represents that instead of these small entities reporting up to the mayor on these proposals, it's reversed now. The mayor is taking an active role. That's the only thing that's different than prior. Another thing of note that I think is interesting is that our location north of North Mission Bay Drive and north of the bridge and in a line with Mission Bay High School is to a strategic advantage to the boat club. We are not in the middle of the big move. The big move is Campland. Campland is going to move into on our side of Rose Creek and as some of you have seen, the marsh then takes over what is Campland and a little bit to the west of that. I think that is in our benefit, and we're going to take all of these components and they become part of our strategies and tactics moving forward. The other thing that I would like to say is that I'm really excited about our early alliances, our strategies and tactics. They're coming together nicely. They make sense and they're impactful, and the speed and thoroughness of which our team is moving forward with this. So I'm happy with everything as it's moving forward until now. So that is the update on this particular topic. The last thing I want to talk about is what are we going to do? What's the boat club going to do? Well, we already have a plan, right? We are going to continue to move forward and do what we do. We have 5 primary objectives for 2022, and we're working those. In fact, we have a wave of momentum that is really moving strong now, not just with new membership during the membership drive, but also a lot of people contributing, a lot of volunteerisms, and a lot of things are running really well, and I'm pleased with that. What we need is for that to perpetuate itself. That needs to continue on. So if we just keep rolling, right, we ain't going to stop what we're doing because the overall plan around us is to change our waterfront area into marshland. But really important, the key factors for the boat club not just short term, but midterm and long term. Here's what I believe the key factors for getting what we want and ending up where we need to be. The first is financial health. Second is a strong and growing membership. And lastly is strategic community alliances. And those are, there are several topics under that one statement. So sit on that a little bit. And I think most of you already know what I'm referring to there. But if we do those three things and we continue to do work our charter and we do what we do, it's going to be fine. There, you know, right now we're on Plan A. Plan B is also a parallel discussion topic project and has its own strategies and tactics. So, but for today, Plan A is what's on the agenda. I believe there is a call at 4 o'clock this evening with the city. So that's your report. I hope I articulated that okay. It's kind of a big meaty subject, and there are a lot of details, and I know there are many questions, and clearly we're not going to get to those today, but that's some language. That's a generalized picture, and I know there's going to be a lot of discussions around the club, but let's save it for a later day. Thanks a lot. You guys enjoy your day, enjoy your week. See you at the club.